there and welcome back. Or welcome if you are new. I'm Butane and I'm a PNG tuber and artist. Also, this is the first video of the year. So, Happy New Year. If you follow my Instagram, you would know that I have been on a break for a bit. Well, basically I'm back now and I plan to also try to be posting more on YouTube as well. Now we will be talking about the queer coding of villains, specifically talking about him from Powerpuff Girls. Him was also named in the show as him, the man without a name, evilest of evils, cruelest of cruel, king of darkness, his infernal majesty, beautiful lady, claw hands, the devil. And as quoted in the show, this is a villain so evil, so sinister, so horribly vile, that even the utterance of his name strikes fear into the hearts of men. The only safe way to refer to the King of Darkness is simply him. Him is a fascinating, mysterious character from Powerpuff Girls. He is often portrayed as flamboyant, sinister, and fabulous antagonist with a distinct and eerie appearance. Him possesses a unique blend of both masculine and feminine features, which adds to his overall mysterious nature. His voice will, in the show, shift from a softer feminine voice to a more dark and masculine tone. Some would argue calling him queer representation can't be problematic as he is a villain. But the biggest thing with that is a lot of representation, at least a few years ago, were villains. But now we shall move on to the second half of this essay thing, I guess, that I wrote. Queer coding is the subtextual coding of a character in media as queer. Though such a character's sexual identity may not be explicitly confirmed within their represented work, a character might be coded as queer or gender non-conforming for the use of traits, stereotype, or recognizable things to the audience. Also, this is all from Wikipedia or fandom.com on him, or just something I wrote myself. Because of the Hays Code, positive portrayals of homosexual characters were not allowed, and the only characters in fiction that were portrayed or perceived as queer had evil worlds and were often punished throughout this work. Villains became noticed as having effeminate characteristics, behaviors, or gestures that could be perceived as LGBTQIA+. Disney characters have attracted attention because their films are popular among villains, and they often queer code the villains, such as Ursula in The Little Mermaid was inspired by a drag queen, Scar in The Lion King, who has mannered stereotypically queer, Captain Hook in Peter Pan, the Cheshire Cat in Alice in Wonderland, perceived as an anti-hero, and the character Him in Powerpuff Girls, who's dressed in a tutu and heels. I'm aware Him is not Disney, to my knowledge, but since this video is primarily about him, I thought it'd be odd to not include him. And our character is known to be fabulous and evil or chaotic. Queer coding can be like queer baiting in some ways, but queer baiting has the goal of bringing in viewers by making them appear queer. But when a character is queer coded, it's often to make fun of them or show them as a villain, or they are shown as queer or feminine. Examples: Ursula, Captain Hook, Bugs Bunny, Him, and more. Then there are characters like Pleaky, who is often in femme clothes as an act, gag, or joke. But many, myself included, have looked at him as gender fluidity example. He is comfortable in his femininity despite being male, but this also falls into the non-human LGBT character trope. Like Pleaky, Courtney, or Double Trouble, these characters are often morally gray or have character arcs. And with these characters, I like them, but they are often the only ones allowed in to be queer in the shows. besides Dead in Parallel Park or She-Ra. There are characters who are queer otherwise, but with Lilo and Stitch, Powerpuff Girls, and many more, the only queer seemingly characters are villains, evil, or morally gray, or a gag and joke. But making them not human or evil or whatever can often hurt queer people because they are then seen as non-human or non-normal. In all, I do love King. He is a chaotic and fabulous character in the show. The most evil one. He's always been my favorite, and despite not being perfect representation, I decided to draw him, and I probably will again. I drew him queer and trans as that's how I see him, and how I've always looked at him. In a way, I've looked up at him as when I was a younger kid, as he was one of the few queer seemingly characters portrayed in media. That ends this essay, I guess. So now let's get to talking about whatever and wherever. So, recently my friend dragged me into watching Starburst and the Force of Evil, and it was a lot more than I expected. Not exactly in a good way. They said some of the episodes were bad, but I honestly didn't believe them, not fully. It's not the show concept is horrible. No, the show concept I really like. The characters have good bases, but I feel the way they execute certain episodes is slightly uncomfortable, such as Running with Scissors, or the that one episode where spoiler, the one episode where Star and Marco are stuck in a photo booth together. Some episodes like that can seem uncomfortable, creepy, etc. I haven't finished the show yet. I'm on season 4. I think I can't remember how far in, but pretty far in, nearing the end. But either way, as I said, many people also argue in Star vs. Forces of Evil, many characters should have been queer. But if you are looking for canonical queer representation in cartoons specifically, I recommend Dead in Paranormal Park, She-Ra, The Owl House. Technically, Gravity Falls has one I like the end, but it's not really there. But that is an amazing cartoon and well portrayed characters. Amphibia technically has queer characters, although they are shown more on the second season and the last season than the first one. Amphibia is a show I really like, honestly, so I highly recommend each show I've been mentioning. If you're into live action, I hear Heartstopper is good, but I haven't had a chance to watch it. Oh, and look at me, I was looking for references, forgetting I was recording. Even though I put references on my screen. Anyways, Happy New Year. I hope it's been going well for you all. I've been doing okay. I took a break for the first 11 days from even, barely drew or anything. But I think it was needed. Oh, also, if you are looking for queer shows, there are some I have not seen but have heard people recommend, such as Heartstopper, as I already mentioned, as I have not gone to see it yet. RuPaul's Drag Race, if you're looking for drag representation. And probably a lot more I don't even know of. There's Loki, obviously. If that really counts. And probably a ton more that I just don't know of, haven't watched, or never I have heard of. Never I have heard of. Also, in this speed paint, you can, a lot of it was missing. I actually finished the drawing. It crashed, deleted the entire drawing and my speed paint. So this is technically the second time I drew it. So, hope that's not too disappointing, you know. Don't know how it would be, but a lot of footage was lost, so I actually put off this video. This is also my 4th time recording the voiceover, as I first 2 times, actually the first time I accidentally skipped over part of the essay, and then for the next I forgot to put on the speed paint. Then I forgot to press record in the next one, and then here we are. If you're looking for queer books, I personally like the Magnus Chase series, and I like the book Different Kinds of Fruit by Kylie Lukoff, which is great. I recommend Nimona and the Tea Dragon series are all some of my favorites when it comes to books and graphic novels. I also recommend obvious things such as The Moth Keeper, Heartstopper, but I've already recommended that 5 times. I haven't even actually watched it yet. I hear that some good ones are... My brain is just so slow today. Apologies. Oh, time to end. Anyways, I recommend Princess Ever After, Mooncakes, and more. Anyways, this will be the end of the video. Goodbye.